It's time to talk. It's
Time to laugh. It's time for the Beat Podcast.
Wow. Wow. I don't even know what you were doing there.
I'm just gonna bleep that.
You're just gonna bleep that?
Yeah.
Well, regardless, it's nice to have you back, Josh. Welcome to What's the Word?
I love what's the word. I'm so happy to be back.
He's
oh
been-
my god.
For those of you who don't know, Joshua Pena has been in hiatus for the last, what would seem to be 2 months.
I think it's longer than that.
It might have been longer than that, but he's back.
I'm back.
What's that one song? I was trying to think of that one song. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm not
Gotta
even
go
gonna
back in time.
Hey, there we go. Back to the Future. Marty McFly. Where you at? Where you at, though? All right. Because you're back,
It's your kids, Marty. It's your kids.
You're not crazy enough. Great Scott. All right. Because you're back, I think it's only fitting that you be the one that does the first in the hatness and pull out a topic.
Okay. I want you both to say what's the word at the same time, just so I have something to jack off to tonight. Just kidding. Just kidding. JK. I'm just kidding.
Ryan, your
I
face.
know that face. I'm sorry, Ryan.
I was excited for a moment, but then you said stop.
You know what? I'm sorry. You guys should have known when you guys invited me back.
Yes, this is definitely something that we should have braced ourselves
All right,
for.
you guys hear that?
Mm-hmm.
I'm mixing it.
Yep.
I'm mixing it up good.
Yeah, Josh, I was like that one girl who was like, why did you pull out? You know,
Why did you pull out? I wanted you to stay in. Girl, you fucking crazy.
Girl, you crazy.
All right, how many? One?
Yeah, just one.
All right.
One at a time.
All right.
yeah,
You know
well,
the drill.
Tackle one thing at a time.
Okay.
And
First one is.
wait, ready? 3, 2, 1. What's the
the
word?
word?
What is your passion? And what people in your life have supported or inspired you? Aww.
Is that one of yours, Ryan?
I think that is.
It is.
Did he sign it at the
He
bottom?
did.
Oh,
That's
so nice.
really nice. Okay, so what is your passion?
Why don't-
Who helped you? Who inspired you, and who helped you along with that? What's the word?
What's the word? You first.
My passion is design. I would say character design, and I would say I would be one of those hipster douchebags and say I love art. All art.
Be that
Oh,
pretentious douchebag.
Be that pretentious douchebag, exactly. AKA hipster douchebags. Yes, hipsters.
Hashtag hipster.
Hashtag hipster. Hashtag dead hipster.
Boom.
I would have to say design. I'd love to say character design, but you know what? I can't just do that. I love drawing characters. I love drawing costumes and stuffs that are on characters and such. But I just like design. Like sometimes I'll just sit at my desk and be like, wow, that's a nice chair. I'm gonna draw that chair, but I'm gonna draw a little differently. Like there's prop design, there's merchandise design. It's just I just have the ability. I'm not gonna sound pretentious or anything, but I just have the ability to think of concepts for a lot of things that I see. Like I would love to see some of those fucking futuristic Nikes on my feet that don't exist. You know, I think the first time I ever experienced that was like Back to the Future, episode
Back
2.
in time.
Episode 2, when Marty puts on those
Yeah.
self-sealing Nikes.
No, there's actually.
I'm imagining you on a date with a girl that you like, and you're like, that's nice. And she's like, oh, thank you. No, not you, the chair.
Wow, that is so beautiful. Really? Thank you. Your bag. Shut up, bitch. Your bag.
There's a video of shit. What's his name? Michael J. Fox putting on the prototype pair of those, and you know he obviously it's bad of me to say, but he's shaking as he's putting on the shoe, and I think it's pressure censored because as soon as you put it on and you hit like a certain point, it'll actually tighten itself.
Oh.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
I was
smart.
like, oh, and he even says, "Wow, far out," and I'm like, yes, Marty McFly is back.
Oh my god, that's so cool. I want to
That's
see that
pretty
video.
awesome.
I'll see if I can pull it up after this podcast so that we can check it out.
So who inspired you?
Yeah.
There was what is it? Okay, There was an artist on YouTube that I found while I was in college, first years of school. What is it? His name is Fang Zhu. I know you've heard of him.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my god, I used to watch his tutorials all the time, and hear him talk about where he gets his inspiration, what he does when he draws and comes up with concepts, and I was like, oh, that's magnificent.
He's a brilliant visual development artist.
Oh my gosh, it's freaking awesome. If you look at one of his tutorials, he's a director at a school, FCD School of Design. I wanted to go there so bad, but then when I looked up where it was, I was like, oh, I'm not going
Was it
there.
in China?
It's in Singapore.
Oh.
It's not. It's on the eastern end, bro. It's on the eastern side of the street. Can't go that side.
It's a nice city, though.
Yeah,
It's a nice city.
It is.
It's a
I see
really nice
like
city.
the Google pictures of it. It's really nice.
Matt, have you seen Singapore?
I don't know if I have.
Yeah, it's a beautiful place. But I mean, Josh, if you love Fang Zhu, you
Do
should just go say hi to him. Send him an email.
I want to
Do
so
it.
badly.
Just do it!
Send him an email. Like, Fang Zhu, I love you. I love everything that you do. Did I mention that I love you and think about you while I'm on the toilet?
because I do.
I love it. I love it. You should do it.
So that's what I'm passionate about. I
Alright.
love design. I just love to draw things, and I love to redraw things.
Just that singular passion?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of other things that I enjoy. I like walking. I recently acquired skateboarding. It's all that kind of chill, recreational stuff that just doesn't let me think. It just lets me do.
Yeah.
You know? That kind of shit.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people who can just stand still or just sit in a quiet room and just look at a scene. I need something to be happening in the background, or I need to be doing something.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, so when I
That's fair.
design, I'm constantly thinking, I'm constantly listening to something, I'm constantly doing something. You know, that's what it is.
Like, not necessarily, like, empty tasks, but you need some sort of task to do.
Yes, that's what it is.
Okay.
You need to be constantly titillated.
Titillated.
Hey, good word.
Titillated.
Word of the day, people. Titillated.
Titillated.
See if you can use it in your everyday life. Yeah, so now there's going to be a factoid of the week, and there's also going to be a word of the day. That's going to be a thing.
I love that. Come on.
All right.
At the end of every G.I. Joe episode, you were waiting for it.
All right. Okay.
Don't forget, kids, to be titillated.
And knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe.
All right, who's going next?
Who's going next? Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah.
I would probably break it down to 3. Not in any particular order. Hockey, art, just similar to yours, but probably at a lesser degree. And then my newly found passion, writing. Though I'm not a practiced writer myself, I came across this by accident, which you guys should probably already know since we've been working together for so long. In college, as I was I was struggling to figure out my major, what I was going in my direction. I just came across writing our scripts, and I was like, this is fun. Why don't I do this? And I started going off, because I've always had these crazy ideas for maybe stories or characters and this and that, and I'm just like, why don't I just write it down? And next thing you know, I'm like, I should have done this sooner. That's like someone taking like some sort of drug for the first time. Oh my god, this is great! I gotta get my fix!
You got your first hit of cocaine.
Ah! Oh, so great!
Like,
oh!
Oh, good.
Oh, so good. So good. Okay, so I would say that's my most recent passion.
Mm-hmm.
The other 2 have been developed over the years. Hockey I've played ever since I was 7. I've skated probably sooner than that. And I have my dad to thank for that, because he always wanted us to be active. It didn't matter what it was. He just wanted us to be active. And for me, it was first T-ball. I feel like every kid has to start playing baseball at some point. I think that's like that's an American thing.
baseball?
Playing baseball as a child. No? Okay, just me? Okay, I guess I'll just go fuck myself.
I have a bad experience with T-ball.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
So
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'll tell you guys this story later.
All right.
Okay.
I started with T-ball, and then from that, I saw my dad watching hockey, and I'm like, oh my god, that looks amazing! I want to try doing that. And he's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. So he took me skating one time, and I don't remember this. He's the one that always tells this story. But the first time I got on the ice, I absolutely hated it. I would always fall, and it was just a terrible time. And then he put hockey pads on me. Every time I fell, I was having a freaking ball. I was laughing everywhere. I was falling on purpose. I was just like, this is fun. Let's keep going. So when it comes to hockey, I'd have to directly thank my dad for that one.
That's good.
And then art, I would probably have to thank both my parents for this one. I'm not as experienced as both you or Ryan, but I do like to draw, and when something does hit me in terms of inspiration, I just go with it. And I let myself go, and I get caught up in it. That next thing you know, I'm like 3 hours deep, and I'm still drawing. And I'm like, oh my god, where'd all this time go? I need a break. Jesus, my hand. Oh my god, my hand. Because I'm a traditional pencil paper guy. So for me, I'm gonna be my strokes are gonna be. I'm very, I guess you can call me a perfectionist in this sense, because I'm always making sure my strokes are okay. If they're too dark, I'm like, oh shit, I can't go back. I have to see if I can play with that line a little bit here and there. I took a couple classes at the Art Center College of Design throughout elementary school, middle school,
crazy.
and then I stopped at some point in high school. They had those like summer and spring classes that you can take that were like one Saturday every week for about 2 to 3 hours long. And I took various classes just to figure out what it was that I liked. And it didn't matter what it was. I just liked art. And and the Art Center College actually has one of my creations and still hasn't returned it to this day.
Oh.
And it's
Well, that just means it was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
And it was so good that they ruined it.
What'd they do?
Okay. The class was called Kid Inventors, where the kids take some sort of concept, use their imagination, and create something out of it. I created a walking TV, where you can be wherever you wanted, in the room, out in public or whatever, and the TV would follow you, and you'd be able to watch your favorite show.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know, I was like 8, 9.
No, I'm just saying that's awesome.
Yeah. So I made the model. The instructor helped me make the model out of cardboard. And it was literally cardboard and duct tape. And I remember at the time that because Mucha Lucha was really big at that time,
It's also kind of creepy too when you think about it.
It is. I drew on the screen where the monitor would be for the TV. I drew the characters for Mucha Lucha, and I even wrote it down.
Mm-hmm.
So they loved it so much during the gallery where everyone gets to show off their best thing. They're like, "Hey, this is awesome. Could we use it for like the other shows that we go and travel and this and that?" And me being a kid, I'm like, "That's awesome, cool, go ahead, take it." And my parents were like, okay, I guess." And they said that they'd be willing to give it back.
See, if you were smart, you should have said, "No, I want you to pay me for this. Let's sign a contract."
I should have, because after that, I never saw it again until one day in the mail I got a pamphlet that lists out the classes again for that program again, and guess what was on the cover? My same cardboard design.
Oh,
but
man.
guess what they did with it? They fucking painted it different colors. One leg was like pink, the other leg was yellow, the feet were blue and green or some shit. It looked gross. And I'm like, you guys ruined my motherfucking project. And I was probably high school at this point when I saw the program. I was like, wow, I remember that. What the fuck happened? I was so insulted. I was so mad. Oh my god. And it wasn't even painted well. You can still see the duct tape.
You should have written them a letter. "Dear Art Center, I sent you an idea when I was a child. It was a great idea, and then you ruined it!"
Yes! How dare you ruin my creation? But yeah, those are my 3 passions.
Okay. Alright.
The transitions are real with this one.
Are
We're fine. With your input, we would come to a close. Actually,
Really? My God, we've been taking forever with this question, huh? Jesus Christ.
it's a good question.
Okay.
But now it's your turn. The
Ryan.
long-awaited Ryan.
Ryan.
You never cease to amaze when it comes to these podcasts.
Oh, really? Okay.
Make it a good one.
My passion, ever since I was a child, has always been storytelling.
Storytelling.
Storytelling. Just the general concept of storytelling.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about sex because that's clearly what you do.
I do love talking about butts, farts, and poops.
There you go. There you go.
But that's just me when I'm not doing what I love.
He loves the butt.
He's in love with the booty. All right, sorry.
And,
Go on.
I mean, you know, when I'm not doing stuff regarding storytelling, I'm usually just consumed by my own farts. And, I know that sounds weird, but...
Well, the first thing that came to mind was that South Park episode where they go to San Francisco, and like everybody is so smug that they quote like the smell of their own farts.
Yes.
Have you guys seen this episode?
Yeah,
I
of course.
Where they like bend
Yeah.
down and just.
It's so weird.
Wow, that was the first thing that came to mind. Ryan.
What? I don't make that sound, but it's weird when you smell your own farts. Like, oh, I just farted. Great.
Yeah.
It's like
There are
That
times
just
where I do
happened.
find myself smelling my own farts.
Yeah, and you can't escape it. So you just
Sort of sit
enjoy
there.
it.
all right.
You just
all
sort
right.
of sit there, let it marinate.
Honest. You guys don't mind your fart. You
No,
guys actually
not
kind of
at all.
like it.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, I kind of
Yeah.
like my farts.
Who
I
doesn't-
liked it.
Who
All
doesn't
right.
like their own brew of smell?
I mean,
Oh gosh.
yeah, I mean, I guess in a weird way it reminds me I'm alive.
Do I have a pulse? Do I have a pulse?
I'm talking in the spiritual sense.
It brings you to a new sense of enlightenment, is what it does.
Yes.
It's
You have some powerful
Like-
farts.
It's like, and I'm like, I can see the universe.
I can smell colors, man. Oh, no? Nothing? Okay. That joke's be bad.
bad jokes. That was good though.
Oh my gosh. But no, tell us more about your storytelling.
Storytelling.
Well, when I got more into storytelling, I met my friend Troy Adamitis, who was also my Sifu, my kung fu instructor, and he told me he was a storyboard artist. I was like, what's a storyboard artist? And he's like, oh, you don't know? We visualize stories. And I was like, really? There's a job for that? You can do that? And basically, from there, I just kind of went in on my own, and I just eventually discovered, like, this is a pretty cool thing. And I didn't have any professional experience writing or designing characters or storyboarding or animating
I don't think any of us do.
at all. Most of it was just me looking at it and saying, this is really cool, and then I just fucking did it. And that was it.
That's the way to do it,
I
though.
fucking love how he just said that. I just fucking did it.
I just fucking did it. That's what I
Yeah.
did when it came to the writing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you
Yeah,
did,
I mean,
didn't it?
Because no school can train you when it comes to that kind of thing.
No, of course. That's something you have to
'Cause
go
that's-
out and figure out
That's
for yourself.
literally just
It's an
drive.
experience, I feel.
That's
Yeah.
literally just drive. Like, this is awesome. I want to do that. I don't care what gets in my way. I'm gonna bash them out of the way and get to
But
that.
I feel like that's where our society fails, because they don't really give us enough like incentive to find that, or they don't encourage us to be able to find that.
I think well, okay, in a more down to earth or literal sense, what is it? When you're educating the children or the next generation, you're not really opening or broadening their horizon towards what they could possibly do.
Right. And that's
Timmy!
where I think we fail.
Can you do math? Do math right now! Do it! You have 5 minutes!
That's what it
Yeah, they're
is.
too worried about.
That's what it
They're
is.
too worried about test scores and what is it, reputation, like school reputation. So that's why it took me so long to figure out that I'm gonna be doing business, and I don't regret my decisions. But if it wasn't for my ability to fail
Mhm.
and come to those conclusions, then I wouldn't have been able to make that decision.
Oh.
If in fact I had my eyes open to the concept that this is something that I could do sooner, then I wouldn't be in this this situation.
Anybody who's listening to this right now, you don't need to settle for a part-time job for your whole life. You don't need to settle for
No.
food work. I still see people in their 30s try their goddamn hardest to like just get a part-time job. You can apply your skills to something else. You can apply your skills to
Don't be afraid to try things
Yeah.
that are outside your comfort zone, because with us, especially with you and your storyboarding story, you didn't know what that was until someone told you about it. And we're open to a whole new
Yeah.
world.
It's kind of funny because there's a job for everything.
Yeah.
There's a job for anything, to be honest.
You gotta be willing to look out there and see and find something that can best fit what
Oh.
you want for yourself.
And if you're a kid and you're in school,
You should
You know-
not be listening to this.
I mean, don't be afraid to fail. Failing is so important. It's everything.
It is.
Failing is part of the learning process.
It's so important. And schools tell you like, oh, you failed. Oh, you get a D. And that doesn't mean anything in real life. That doesn't mean anything. You could get a D in your math score and still be an amazing businessman later on in life.
Yeah. What is it? I lost my thought. But I love how this podcast went from talking about whatever to being a PSA. It went for that's the direction it went to. What is it? Your test scores don't matter because
They don't.
everyone learns everything differently. You could be an auditory learner. Someone could be a visual learner. It just because your scores may not be better or worse than someone else does not make you a bad student.
Mhm.
You just need to find what kind of student you are, and then from then on be able to figure out who you want to be.
Yeah.
Right. And don't forget to enjoy your own farts. I mean,
Yes.
that's really
Don't forget
important.
You need to learn from your farts.
That's important.
You got to study your farts
Love
because
your farts.
certain foods and certain drinks provide different smells for your farts. You know, they're not all just rotten eggs and sulfur.
Every fart is created different, and so are you.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, I think that's a good point to stop.
Mm-hmm.
I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast. Welcome back, Josh, and we hope to see you more.
Welcome back, Josh.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's good to be back.
It's good to be back, and I need to figure out what the song was I was thinking of earlier, but
Okay.
going back in time. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to let us know what your passions are in the comment section below. Be sure to get incorporated into this discussion. We would love for feedback.
Hey.
What?
Gotta love those queefs too, man. Gotta show the ladies some love.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with queefs. We love them too.
We're not sexist at all.
No.
No, not at all.
No. You know what?
Equality.
Queefs, farts. Let's all join hands
Oh, that's
and become one.
okay. This is
We are all friends here.
this is reminding me of the South Park episode of the debate between farts and queef. We'll save that for another podcast.
Okay,
Be
yeah.
sure to follow us on our social media. You can find us using Facebook and Twitter with the basic search for Blind Eye Studios. Closing.
Oh.
Any final?
Josh, do your farts smell like pina colada?
Do they get you caught in the rain? Do they help you get through yoga?
I thought you were gonna say that.
I don't know the rest
I
of
thought
that
you
song.
Find out on the next episode.
Of
What's the word?
Nice.
Bye.
Bye.